Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
And I'm Johnny 5.
And why are you Johnny 5 tonight?
Because I spent most of my day today helping my mom get her classroom ready, and it's room number 5. So
wow.
Shout out to room 5 class of 2013,
in the beginning of school. We should give a shout out to Zoe, who started college today also.
And she's taking stagecraft, which is 2 5-letter words.
Very different than witchcraft.
And craft,
And then also we need to
Not
give
much different, to be
Murray
fair.
asked us to give a shout out to Colonel J.R. Vargas. I was close. I knew I was going to mess that up. Colonel Vargas, who was honored today at Disneyland because he's already gotten the Congressional Medal of Honor, but Disneyland honored him again. And I guess it was a really cool ceremony, and he had a great time interviewing him, and we'll have that up on the DAPs channel soon. But yeah,
soon and very soon.
Soon and very soon. So we do not have an order tonight. We're making this up as we go. We talked for about 15 seconds before the camera started rolling. And one of the things that was interesting this weekend was I was walking through the park and I saw people pouring into the Golden Horseshoe. So I went to see what was going on at the Golden Horseshoe because that doesn't happen very often. And they were doing what I'm going to call an experience because I really don't know entirely what it was. But I'm serious. I stood there for a good 15, 20 minutes. And it was like this scavenger hunt meets Monopoly meets Capture the Flag. Where
you're just making things up.
No, I'm totally serious. There was the sheriff and a deputy and this other cowboy rascal dude and piano players, and one of them sang and one of them didn't. And you would go to their stations and you could get like quests to go arrest bad guys or make wanted posters, and if you did this, you could earn coins that were little wooden coins, and if you got like 25 of those, you could get a gold nugget, and if you got enough gold nuggets, you could buy a piece of Frontierland. But you basically kept going on quests that these cowboys and piano players would give you. And
comments if any of you saw any of this happen. I still think you're making something up, or you had a dream or something.
I have pictures, and you're going to go in later this week and see it, hopefully.
I will.
And then also they had a booth right inside the door where you could buy mustaches and yeah. It is a bit far-fetched now that I'm saying it aloud, but it was this experience. Like, I honestly don't know what to call it.
You remind me of a very specific episode of Frasier.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but if you saw this, please tell us how you would define this, what you think it is, if you liked it or not. I thought it was pretty cool, even though I didn't understand it completely, but clearly. But it was a really interesting experience. It looked like it was a lot of fun. I thought it'd be really cool if they were to take it out of the Golden Horseshoe and take it over to the arena area, the Big Thunder Ranch Jamboree, and then put like false fronts. So there'd be like a sheriff place and a jail, right? Maybe the same place, and then a saloon for the piano player, and then maybe town square. And then, like you could have all the traditional flat fronts or false fronts from a town,
from melodrama sets, and stuff like that.
And then you could like run from building to building to actually do this stuff, and then buy parts of the arena as being Frontierland.
And then in the Golden Horseshoe, you could put Billy Hill and the Hillbillies again.
That's a great idea because they belong there. You could also get elected mayor. Ooh. Like this girl got elected mayor of the Golden Horseshoe, Frontierland, but it was in the Golden Horseshoe. And it didn't make a lot of sense because there was her as the mayor, and then the real mayor of Frontierland walked in too. So that could have been a little bit confusing. But I think there was a scandal, so he got fired. It's
comments if anybody else saw this.
They did. Brooke and Lizzie were there, and other people.
And you were there, and you were there. It's a real and true place.
I remember this. Yeah, it's like Wizard of Oz. Yeah. No, it was an interesting. There was also an element of improv because I'm convinced these guys were making up what they were doing on the spot half of the time. Also. Huh. Yeah, and the rascal kept bringing in telegrams.
There was a rascal.
Yeah, he was a cowboy rascal guy. He was corny looking, so I'm not going to give him full cowboy status, so he's a cowboy rascal.
So he was like Festus on Bonanza? Gunsmoke?
I don't remember.
Old
but
Western?
It was interesting.
Bonanza? I think it's... Yeah, Bonanza sounds right.
I know the theme songs are Bonanza, but I don't know.
Or what's...
Yep, that's the one. Yeah.
Speaking of disorienting experiences...
Yeah.
I hear that Ben Affleck's going to be the next Batman. I'm trying my hand at a segue.
That was disorienting in itself. Yeah, he is. And
I think
thoughts? That was a perfect. I honestly give him a chance, like, because so often they announce these casting roles and we don't necessarily see them, but we didn't see the screen test either.
Yeah.
Because quite often you get called in for a screen test or whatever it is, and you have to do the reading or whatever, and he must have done a good job because they hired him.
Exactly.
And so I don't really have... I'm not super excited, but I'm not put off by it either. And I'm like, okay, let's see what he can do, because I was the same way with Christian Bale. I was like, oh, really? Okay. And
really? The kid from Newsies is going to be
that was kind of my thought, was like, Jack. You know, like...
Yeah. Now,
so go ahead.
I will say my thought was...
You had a thought?
I did.
Wow.
It took me a long time, but I finally had a thought.
That's why you lost weight.
Yeah, really, Ben Affleck doesn't have to play Batman. Ben Affleck has to play Bruce Wayne.
True.
And I think he could rock Bruce Wayne.
I think he can pull off Bruce Wayne, too.
Yeah. And then, once it's mostly going to be CG and stuntmen anyway once it's Batman.
I wonder what his voice is going to sound like as Batman. I wonder if he's going to do the crazy weird growl thing.
Where is she hiding?
Yeah, because
I don't know you. Where is
really,
she hiding?
When it comes down to that, anybody can do that part.
Exactly, I could do that.
Yeah,
I just did.
You have.
Hire me.
Halloween 2 years ago, he came to my house as Batman and he scared little kids. It was hilarious.
Take some candy. Here's some candy.
And your dog was scared too. I remember this.
My dog is scared of wind.
So we'd love to hear what you think of Batfleck. Is that what you called it? Batfleck?
Batfleck is the name I'm hearing on the interwebs.
Yeah, so tell us what you think. Comments, we're very curious to hear what you think. And I don't care what you think. You already said. It's fine. What else do we want to talk about? Oh! You like math. We have a segment called Math is Cool.
That's the best segue we've ever had.
We did it.
You like math. That was all it was. That was the segue right there. Sorry, continue.
When was the last time? It was like a year ago.
It was a long time ago.
So, a long time ago, in a studio far, far away.
I can still remember when. Oh.
I remember filming it because we had that thing above your head, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
And anyway, you did a segment called Math is Cool, and in the first segment, you basically gave the foundation of what numbers are. Is that right?
The symbology on which our numeric systems...
Great. And so this one, really. Do you want to give a setup? Because that's what they do in these shows, is they give a setup to the clip.
Yeah. So what you're going to see here... really, I was trying to think of how to build on the last one and start to kind of craft... In a sensical way.
And make math cool.
Okay. You know, so instead of just jumping around to like, this is what numbers look like. Here's calculus. That's not a good bridge.
That's what happened in my math class.
Right? And that's why a lot of people I think don't like math. So the next minute is kind of the language of math. You know, we know what the letters of the alphabet look like. So here's how to make sentences and things like that.
Let's roll it.
Hi there, I'm Johnny5, and I think math is cool. And one of the reasons why I think math is cool is because really, at its core, it's just a language for communication. The most identifiable part of math is the numbers. Really, though, these are just descriptions. They're adjectives. 5 apples and 5 miles both share the same fiveness in the same way that a red apple and a red car share the same redness. When you start adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, etc., all those operations are your verbs. 3 plus 5 equals 8 is a sentence showing the effect of an operation. But, as in all languages, you have to know some grammar. 3 plus 5 equals 8 is actually complete nonsense. It's just a collection of adjectives and verbs. You need nouns for it to actually make sense. 3 apples plus 5 apples equals 8 apples. 3 apples plus 5 elephants is not equal to 8 miles per hour. In order to add or subtract any numbers, you've got to make sure that their units are the same, or else you've got complete nonsense on your paper. When numbers and operations don't make sense, it's because they're not supposed to. Units remind us what we're talking about. Then it's a lot easier to figure out that 3 sets of 5 cars each is equal to 15 cars. I'm Johnny5, and that's just one more unit of reasoning why I think math is cool.
Is math cool?
Oh yeah.
They say math is cool.
Yeah. And it's not because we told them to say that.
Never. We would never plan these things out. Actually, we didn't.
We didn't plan anything out today.
We didn't plan anything. Yeah. It's been crazy. That was pretty good.
Thank you.
I like the new technology. Yeah. That looked fancy. You did that all on your iPad or something?
Yeah, that's all iPad.
That's all iPad.
Yeah.
Looks like Sesame Street.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it does remind me of Sesame Street a little bit.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Or I don't know what else.
At some point, it will be calculus. So. Just tell me it looks like
see if
Sesame
it's still
Street
cool
meets
then.
calculus.
Yeah. Was there anything else we really wanted to talk about?
Oh! Nothing I can think of, no.
Oh, okay. Really?
How excited you got.
I was hoping you had something interesting, but apparently you don't. So, you look around the studio. What are you looking at?
Anything.
Oh, okay. This week at Disneyland, well, actually in DCA, they are celebrating the end of the summer.
End of the summer!
A party on the pier.
Party on the pier!
It's a limited time magic party, which I think is funny because they're calling it a limited time magic party and not an end of the summer party.
End of the summer party!
Have you guys noticed that on the literature?
Literature!
Good job. So you can see characters, and there's going to be a variety shows. And I'm
variety
amazed.
Show!
This is the first one of these. I feel like they haven't been like, and there's themed food. Because they always have themed food. They're always like, oh, you can get special churros. And they don't have anything.
Special churros?
Yeah. They like come up with weird variations on things they already have.
Strawberry filled churros.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That happened?
Yes.
They do these things.
I need to pay more attention to
I
that.
don't like strawberries.
Usually, if it's special food, I just assume I'm not going to like it, so I don't
Which
even look.
is why we don't talk about it.
Yeah. Huh. I need to look now.
That's happening this week, and then we've got Villains Week coming up in a couple of weeks. It's going to be amazing. A week from Sunday is Dapper Day, so be dapper like me. And this Wednesday is National Bow Tie Day, as we were reminded by Roger Rabbit. Isn't that correct, Roger Rabbit?
Yes, it is.
So it is. Eat a lot of, I believe it's farfalle.
So we'd love to see pictures of you guys with your bow ties, so send them to us on our Facebook or on our website or
And if you don't
Twitter.
have a bow tie, then pictures of you and your TIE fighters? They kind of look like bow ties?
only if you hold them here. Anyway. Yeah.
Bow tie. Let's make that a thing. TIE fighter pictures.
Mm-hmm. And
bow tie fighters.
Haunted Mansion Holiday will be here shortly.
Which holiday?
Two. They
Two?
collide.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
What happens when two holiday worlds collide?
You will find out.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go see. Maybe you can do a ride through.
So it's like 4th of July and
Maybe
Thanksgiving.
we should do a
both
DAPs ride through where we ride through it together and they can have commentary on Haunted Mansion Holiday.
Okay.
If you guys want this, you have to comment though, because otherwise we're not going to waste our time. So we need comments for this.
I might.
But then they won't get both of us.
Okay. Unless you comment, you'll just get me. So
comment quick. Anyway, we are running out of time,
Yeah.
and that's all we've got for you this week. So we'll see you around the corner.
geek out.
And they've added party dates, and we have that somewhere on the website. So if you go to dapsmagic.com and type in Halloween,
Somewhere
you can find
on
it.
the website.
How do you warm up for that?
Ah!
Thank you.